Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out the newest episode of One Piece, episode 1170. I'm very excited to get into this episode. I don't want to waste any more time. I just got back home and slightly delayed getting into this episode. And this has been one of the chapters I've been really excited to see animated. But other than that, I don't want to waste too much more time. Hop right into this episode. If you are new to my channel though, this will be more of a watch along than a straight up reaction. So if you'd like the audio and or full video, you can sync up with your own copy of the episode. If not, you can see it blurred behind me and read the subtitles below me to follow along. I'll just give us a countdown and we can get right into this episode. Three, two, one, start. I get it. I am very, very excited to see how this chapter and conflict is played out. Especially because the preview we got last week looked really good. So I have high hopes for this one. Also, I don't know if anyone who has stuck around to my channel has noticed, I watch every single opening and ending, so if you ever wanna skip ahead, and not watch the opening if you're someone who doesn't watch it, you can always, like, sync up with the timer where it is in the episode, when the ending, or the opening is over, just as a tip. But I always really enjoy watching an opening and ending for a show, even when they include spoilers. I just love how it sets the tone for like an arc or a season or whatnot. And I feel like it's just part of the production of an anime that I really enjoy. Um, I always generally miss it when I'm watching shows and they don't have openings or just very short ones, especially like Western shows. There's something so just fun about them. I'm really excited for our next Elbaf opening though. I don't think we'll get it for a while though. Probably not until we go into the flashback, and then I assume we'll get a new one. Is that the flashback's also pretty long, if I remember right. Like, it's gonna be a core of anime, at least. Let's get it. God, I love that form on Luffy. Gear 5 with the horns on the Elbaf outfit is so cool. No treasure, just an old man. Oh, I also forgot to confirm if this is the place or not. I thought it was. Oh, there we go. Because they know not to unleash Loki upon the world. But we know the truth. Gaban. The purple boots. Our choice. I love it. Zoro immediately locking in. You could tell. Dude, what is up with the anime recently when showing people like show off their necks like that when they take off clothes? I actually kind of like the reframing of this scene in a different way to begin off. Luffy's locking in too. A little bit of a test. To be fair, it's a good test to see if you're able to actually handle Loki or not. Oh, some rage bait to get him going. Ooh, fun camera angle. Bit of just recap. I was wondering if we were gonna focus on something Zoro was in particular thinking about, but I think it was just padding. That looked really good though. Oh, just for the grab. I love that. Oh, and the OST. I like every time Luffy throws it. Almost, it's like on beat. Getting a little bit annoyed. Yeah, bro was like, I ain't trying to do this. Oh, I like how he's moving around with the key. That's pretty typical in One Piece. Just gotta lock in Luffy. Ooh, I wonder who's animating that. That looked like a different style. Oh, oh. I was just gonna say, for how much we generally glaze him for his armament hockey. Oh, his younger self in there was such a fun design or artistic choice. It wasn't even just impact frame either. Like it was there for like a solid couple frames. Oh, if he's fine. Although I am but I was gonna say, for how much are we glazing for his armament hockey generally in the community? The fact that he's able to dodge even base Luffy so effortlessly is pretty impressive considering how good Luffy's observation hockey is. Oh, some backsteps. I'm liking with the way the movement's looking in this episode so far. Ooh, yeah. Moving through all the crates and everything. I love how it's not even punches. He's just throw it in like a Gatling grabs. Just pissing him off. Ooh, man. I love how they're animating this like cat and mouse chase sequence. Like very fluid movement, but also even in Luffy's like rush attacks, it's very easy to follow the choreography. Oh man. Watch out. Oh, that's dirty. That was nasty. Fake switch or fake out, slam down, and then he like jumped back onto the key. Poor Luffy. Yeah, I'm loving the choreography in this fight so far. Oh, the sound effect for that was fun too. You could feel him like implanting it and it's like bouncing along the floor, like skipping. That was fun. Kamitaso. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, he's ooh. Oh, she's aura farming. Dude, I dude, I also love how it started like a slicing sound and then it turned almost like a wind effect. Finally got that shit out. I might want to watch out. I think he's about to start launching attacks. Luffy's reaction. Yeah, just a slash of hockey. This would be a more Zoro strong suit. It's also interesting, despite being very heavily parallels to Sanji, he actually fights with weapons and not just like his body. Took out one of the towers. I really like how they showcased his hockey though. They're like charging up of the axes with the red aura building. That is also a fun effect for hockey slash. I like that they're very like transparent. Because a lot of times I feel like it's just like looks like an energy blast. That almost looks more like an air blast that is coated in hockey. Um, like one of the flying slashes. That's fun way to animate that. The animation is crispy in this episode. Sometimes when the animation's going crazy, they're a little bit off model. But when they're still frames and stuff, it also looks so good. That shot of him was so crispy. Oh, baby boy. We do get to see, yeah, the horns transforming and everything as well. I'm surprised they didn't do the shake effect right there with the. Oh, why? Who you feeling like, Luffy, walking like that? Axe looks so cool when he's got it fully enveloped in the white. His white colored form. Oh, as the fucking whole tower falls to the ground. Oh, is it gonna start as soon as it hits? Yeah. Oh, that's a fun way to do that. Ooh. Seeing Luffy and Zoro run together, both doing slashing attacks, is awesome. And again, I'm actually a little. I love Oda. I would have loved to see them actually land that attack, though. um, that frame of both Luffy and Zoro, I've seen a lot. That panel in the manga, the way they did it in his glasses and everything looked so good. Stupid geezer. Nami is lost and confused. Oh, I'm only halfway through the episode. Not now. Oh, does it not get revealed here? I don't remember when actually they find out who he is. Because I guess for now only us do. Who has it still not been revealed in the current? Oh, I think it's because half the crew knows because they were told by the other giants and stuff. Ah, boys together. It's honestly kind of like one of Shanning's parents, kind of raised by the Roger Pirates in general. Fun. Or are we getting a new eye catcher? I love the Luffy one. Ooh. Aw, Zoro and Robin, that's cute. I love Zoro with all of like his glasses and everything off, and then I will never get to or never complain about any more Robin on my screen. That's for sure. God, I feel like the anime especially is really showcased just like how peaceful and stuff the current Elbaf is with the kids and everything. Bro, why was that animation? Or why was that animated so well? Speaking of them climbing up, awesome. Usopp knows over here. Oh god. Things are about to go south. I guess, yeah, the Holy Knights were on their way to summon, some more soldiers. Yeah, it's them flying around. Did they notice? Oh, they did notice. God. That ain't a bird, sadly. God. Well, yeah, it's above all of the leaves and branches and stuff, so they can't see it anymore. I I love how they use her powers, or Oda showcases her powers. Thing. Also, the colors on them look really good in that sequence. Um, Now that we're not in the lower realm anymore, they're like extra bright and whatnot, and I think the colors of them look. In general, I'm just loving the aesthetic of the more upper areas. I won't get over just how cool their power is. Oh, see this up and close and personal when it happened in the manga? Actually, I think that's about roughly what it was. I think it was just basically her hand sticking out and then forming it, but really cool. I love. Oh, they're still using that effect. So far, the use of the summoning circles in every sequence has looked so good. And I love the contrast of like the purpley, like dark, and then like the light bluish, like fire that goes alongside it. Bro, this might be the best summoning circle we've actually gotten. Is it gonna form two people in like the separate little clouds there? That's fun. Showing up boxes and all. That is so funny. The way they showcase that sequence honestly worked even better in the anime. Seeing them both like the reactions to getting summoning. Oh, not the design colors I was expecting for him. I We actually might have seen him on a color spread or something so far. Oh, you know what? Actually, Killingham's like black and the yellow is really good. Bro looks so unpleased with that. Their introductions. No, you guys got yanked all the way here. That's funny that they did like just yanked him out of their battle. Oh, she's blushing. I don't know if I remember that from the manga. Yeah, I'll have to get used to his the color of his like outfit, but his actual like the black and yellow looks so good. I think we have seen it before though. Oh, yeah. What is it about the Revolutionary Army? I forget what gets sent facing a dire situation right now. Crazy up there. Probably need you. Thing. I I'm assuming I think that's all the information we actually have about what's going on in the Holy Land. So I assume based off everything that's been going on in the background, I assume it's the Revolutionary Army. Honestly, Summers is a fun villain. He's just like a villain to be a villain. Essentially, it is kind of fun. Altamar can't travel. Oh, they have to. Yeah, I forgot. They have to manually take the kids back. Yeah, this is where we get a little bit more lore about the Abyss circles. We also know that an absurd amount of hockey can cancel them out and send back everyone who is summoned through one, even the elders. Make a game out of it. Bastards. I actually remember that dialogue line thinking that they were gonna do another like human hunting tournament type thing. Which I mean, they are taking kids. It's not far off, but it's less about just hunting, more about a game of like capture. I really enjoyed that episode. That was very well animated, especially because not only was like um everything with Gaban like super well done, but like the summoning circle and like the back half of the episode was just as enjoyable. Um and I liked getting a refresh on a lot of this information as a manga reader because I feel like it's some stuff that we really haven't um like touched on too much again in Elbaf yet because despite being a manga reader, it's still like an ongoing arc at the same time. Like we're still in Elbaf, so it's an interesting experience because I think when I caught up with the manga, no, we were in Elbaf. They're not Elbaf, Egghead when I caught up with the manga. Okay. I want to see what the pre episode is as well. What do you got for us? One Piece. Oh man, we're already back with Loki. Okay, yeah, it's starting to pop off next week then. Going to Loki. Although actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me check. Oh, actually, I like this. I forget how many more episodes we have um until this like set of episodes over, but I think pretty soon here we should be jumping into the flashback like backstory because I think Luffy and Zoro are with Loki when that backstory ends. So they're getting into the position that they're at. And I forget how much stuff happens with like Summers and Killingham and Gunko before going to the flashback, but we're at very exciting parts of this arc now. We've kind of got now I would say like most of like the setup is essentially there. Now we have like the typical most One Piece arcs have like a backstory. This one has a couple different like flashbacks and stuff. So like We have that, and then we just essentially have, like, all of, like, the crazy action and, like, reveals and stuff that have been going on in the back half of Elbaf as well. Like, I would say most people's opinion, like, the Legoland section's probably the weakest part of Elbaf. I personally enjoyed it quite a bit. Um, and then I think manga readers might be a little bit less excited on these past few episodes, even though they've been super well done, just because, well, there have been some, like, awesome moments. A lot of it's more like the reveals, the lore, and the building of the world that, like, I feel like really got all of us manga readers going crazy when we were reading these chapters when they came out. Um, but I'm loving how it's built up and, like, especially because like, I watch a lot of reactions, I don't just, like, make reaction videos. I make them because I like watching reactions, and it's a big part of the community that I personally enjoy. So I watch a lot of reactions, and seeing a lot of anime onlys, um, theorizing not only about, like, the mural, but about Gaban and everything that's going on, especially with Loki too, has been so much fun. Um Honestly, in some ways, I kind of wish I was an anime only in these parts, but I would have had all this spoiled for me anyways. Because even as a manga reader, it is so hard for me to make it until a chapter officially releases without getting a spoiler from leaks or something like that. And that is probably my least favorite part of the community is the leaks. Um, it really does nothing good for the community. It just makes people like mad at things that aren't even real or gets their hopes up for something that isn't actually happening, and I feel like it just leads to worse discussions around the chapters and stuff. Um, but the Abyss stuff looks so cool, with the pentagram. And actually, I think I'll have to go back and read it, but I do remember enjoying, the Summers bit with him, like, showing up like this, but I think how it was portrayed in the anime was actually more funny. Um, but that also could have just been the way I read it and perceived it in my head, not actually exactly how in the way Oda envisioned. Because I won't lie, my reading comprehension or my just comprehension in general, anime to manga is much different. I have a worse memory for manga, and I tend to not see things in the maybe the way that they're actually supposed to be portrayed. So I tend to always really enjoy the anime. Um, but there's also something so special with reading the manga. I also just want to quickly go back over the way they showcased this entire fight and stuff was so fun. Um, I love there was a lot of really clean animation. I think a lot of it was might have been Cheetah. Some of it looked familiar, but there almost looked like some animators that I didn't recognize doing some cuts. Um, Really enjoyed it though. Like the movement, the choreography, even in some of the more fast-paced actions, you can very clearly tell what's happening, even with like Luffy like doing barrage attacks and stuff like that. The way they did this sequence was really fun. All of the use of hockey in this fight was really cool. Like this building up of like the spinning of the sword or like the axes, I guess, not swords. Um and then releasing like the slashes is so cool. And I love this effect. This is definitely somewhat new for hockey. I think we've previously seen it somewhat transparent, but I love how it's just like the outline is like the red hockey lines, and then it's like essentially like nothing in the middle and just like the glow. It's a really fun effect for hockey and just a fun brought. Like, cause One Piece, most characters tend to have like a barrage type abilities too, especially when they're fighting against Luffy and he does one. But that was a really fun one, and just like, but like even that short little sequence of Luffy dodging all of the attacks and so clearly see all of the movement and everything. It's something I really enjoy when you can follow along an anime, and like even the spinning around and it kind of like all of it floats so well together. I absolutely loved it, and really played into like the cat and mouse type chase sequence. And a little bit sad that we don't actually get to see them fully complete this attack, but in the eye, seeing the Luffy and Zoro shot is just chef's kiss. I love it. Seeing Luffy attack with weapons and stuff is always something I'll enjoy so much. It's something I wanted so badly for the end of this arc, and it was something I thought was gonna happen when Luffy turned into a giant in Wano, is for him to pick up the giant ass sword that is stuck in Elbaf and use it to attack the enemy. Um, because we know Luffy can turn giant, and we don't really know like a limit to that ability yet. So I assume Luffy could get big, 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 like significantly bigger than giants, and then I just like imagine him ripping the sword out of the fucking like island or like the tree, and then going for like it. As I said, like I don't need him actually using sword skills. I just need him to use it like a giant like bat or something, or just like flash like the. Could you imagine if he fucking cut Elbaf in half or something, and like cut the tree down or split it in half? Like there's some crazy shit he could do with that that I feel like would be so much fun. And it's something I've theorized since we saw the giant sword in Wano, and then when we saw another one in Elbaf, that was immediately my first thought. So it's something I would love. But also the flashback with Shanks, everything. Um, and other than like, there was a sequence where Zoro went to attack, and like, yeah, right here, where he thought about this whole sequence from a couple episodes ago. Very unnecessary padding. Like this is the type of stuff I prefer not to see. But other than that, the actual pacing of the episode felt really good. Um, no scenes felt like super drawn out or anything for me personally. I kind of liked the way the scenes that they did stretch out all felt very good. Even like the extra stuff with the kids around the village, which I don't think we had as much focus in the manga panels, or if we did, they're probably just like small little bits. I really liked because it really builds up like the peacefulness of Elbaf before everything's about to go wrong. So I think that worked really well in the anime's favor as well. Um, yeah, really, my only complaint would be um that one shot of the unnecessary recap. Um, Even like the recap at the start of the episode was more just reframing the introduction to this sequence and set kind of a different tone. So I enjoyed that. Just that one sequence was very unnecessary, but the animation and even the soundtrack was really good. There is some new like sound effects. Every once in a while they do throw in some of the older ones, which that personally doesn't bother me that much, but I know it makes some people pretty aggravated, especially because I'm pretty sure they used like the Dragon Ball Z like Super Saiyan sound effect, which I know that one in particular makes one people mad. So I did notice that as well. That just doesn't really bother me too much. Especially with the introduction of a lot of new sound effects and stuff. Um And, like, the animation looked really good. The art, for the most part, looked really fantastic. There was a couple iffy spots in the like, while there was some nice animation going on, like, the characters looked a little bit off model, but nothing, like, super bad or anything, and even, like, I feel like a lot of, like, the iconic shots or panels of this got adapted super well. And then, like, a sequence like this, I really enjoy even, like, you can see Luffy's hat, like, jumping around there, um of them running together when they go to attack. They cut the sound effect as just focusing on the footsteps, them bouncing around and whatnot, and then cutting to like the snapshot. This was super well done. Even though we don't actually get to see this attack play out, I like how they portrayed this. Um, because for a second it almost seems like it might be building up to him like absolutely just curb stomping him. Like they're getting a replay before he's about to just knock them both out or something, and then it cuts to them just flying past him. Uh, Very funny, but ended up with the key and stuff as well now. That's also just a fun Zoro Luffy moment. I love getting to see them work together in particular. They're always a really fun duo of the crew. Um, Essentially like the OG pair of the Straw Hats. We're gonna be 100% honest. And then yeah, the summoning circle, incredible. Uh and actually Summer's design I really enjoy. His sword, fuck is that called on a sword? Cross I forget if that counts as a cross guard. But like the shielding on for his handle being like the thorns is really cool. I'll have to get used to like the orange for his outfit. What the fuck am I? Oh, there we go. I was having a fucking struggle trying to figure out how to point to that. But yeah, this orange color I don't love on first glance, but I do love the yellow and the black for like the mane of hair and then like the skin. Looks really cool. I enjoyed that aesthetic quite a bit. I'll just have to probably get used to the orange color. Uh, yeah, and that's basically everything for this episode. Next episode looks like it'll be pretty fun. Nothing like crazy animation wise in the previews, but that doesn't really necessarily mean anything. We could still get some cool stuff, and like the base quality for these episodes have been incredible. Like it's actually funny. I feel like some people like and this also does not matter, but I've seen it quite a few posts about like I think like the IMDb or something scores for Elbaf or lowers an Egghead or something like that, which is interesting to me because well, I personally love the aesthetic of Egghead, and that was up there as one of my favorite arcs. Um, there was like lower consistent episodes every so often. Like we would get some of those weaker ones here and there, whereas I feel like maybe a couple episodes we had like the weakest episode in Elbaf, but even that, like it still looks so incredible. And the fact that like even as like just a minor complaint, I'm bringing up the fact that like a character looks slightly off model. When that's like your only complaint, it's a good episode. Um, and I guess that one shot of recap, but like I kind of want to see just maybe exactly how long that actually is right here. Okay, so 3:38. All right, so about 20 seconds. Um, that's not that bad. 20 seconds of recap in a. I guess there's a little bit at the start too, but that's not that bad. And if that's the cost for the rest of the episode to feel very fluid and fast, I'm okay with it because they either have to extend scenes out and like make them feel really slow, which is probably my least favorite thing you can do. Um, and then or you could add like filler scenes, which is probably my favorite, is when they add like additional content or extend scenes by not just like making them slower, but like adding additional stuff. Which I think they did with like Luffy running away and some of those sequences. Um, that's my favorite way to extend it. This is kind of the middle ground where it sucks that you have recap, but at the same time, it make the rest of the episode flow super well, and like the action can be fast and like move quickly and whatnot. So it's kind of a trade off you have to make when you're adapting one chapter per episode. But for the most part, fantastic episode. Honestly, probably up there as one of the better of all of Elbaf. I would actually have to go through and like individually look at every episode, but good one. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this episode, your favorite moment, and for any of my fellow manga readers, just make sure you put a spoiler in the comments if you do talk about it. I would love to know your guys' favorite upcoming moment to see adapted in the anime, because I have quite a lot that I cannot wait to see adapted, and this was just another check mark off the box of those. But I will catch you guys all later, and peace.